On September 14th, 2018, in Wyoming, two hunters learned precisely why bears are incredibly dangerous animals. Mark Uptain, a guide for Martin Outfitters, was helping his client Corey Chubon hunt elk that day. The hunt was successful and they began cleaning the dead animals so the meat could be transported out of the wilderness. Tragedy would strike before they could complete the task. The two had brought a canister of bear spray to deter any bears that were encountered. This is similar to the pepper spray used by police, but much stronger. They also had a pistol in case the spray was ineffective. When they began cleaning the elk, these items were left just out of reach. A mother bear with her 1.5-year-old cub suddenly appeared and proceeded to attack the two men. Corey managed to grab the pistol, but was unfamiliar with how to use it. In desperation, he threw it to Mark, but Mark was unable to catch it. It did cause the bear to switch its attention to Mark, and it began attacking him. Corey was already injured and couldn't do anything to help, so he ran away. Mark managed to stagger 50 yards uphill from the dead elk. Before he could go any further, the mother bear killed him. These were North American brown bears, also known as grizzlies. And despite having access to modern weapons and deterrents, the two men could not defend themselves. Wyoming Fish and Game officials tracked the two bears and killed them. But nothing they did can stop this from happening again. Sometimes, though, bears attack people and get away with it. In June of 2018, Mike Soltis was in Alaska. He went on a day hike by himself along the Eagle River. When he never returned, a search party was assembled to go find him. The search party found Mike, or what was left of him. Rangers found a grizzly bear sitting on what remained of his body. The bear responded to the rangers' intrusion by attacking them. It managed to grab one of the members of the search party and badly mauled him before he could be rescued. The party retreated from the area and waited for more people to join them before approaching the bear again. By the time they returned to the area, the bear had escaped, never to be seen again. Taylor Y. Cardle and Peter Rosen, in their article Grizzly Bear Attack, were able to document 162 bear-inflicted injuries in the United States between 1900 and 1985. Stephen Herrero, a Canadian biologist, stated that in the 1990s, bears killed roughly 3 people a year in the United States and Canada. Although this seems excessive, it is important to note that around 15 people are killed each year by dogs. So, although bear attacks are violent and deadly, they are relatively rare. That fact is not comforting for those that find themselves in close proximity to these predatory beasts. There are several types of bears, and all of them have the potential to kill humans or other small animals. Sometimes they even kill each other. The black bear is common in North America and rarely attacks people. These are the most commonly encountered bears due to their large population. Although they are mostly harmless, they have killed people on occasion. Most of the deadly encounters take place in national parks after the bears have become habituated to human contact. This is why it's not a good idea for people to feed bears. Asian black bears, although small, are far more aggressive than their North American counterparts. Brigadier General R.G. Burton described them in A Book of Man-Eaters. The Himalayan black bear is a savage animal, sometimes attacking without provocation and inflicting horrible wounds, attacking generally the head and face with their claws, while using their teeth also on a prostrate victim. It is not uncommon to see men who have been terribly mutilated, some having the scalp torn from the head, and many sportsmen have been killed by these bears. Li Guoxing, the second person to ever receive a face transplant, was the victim of one of these bears. Attacks by these animals have been increasing in Asia over the past several years, notably in Nepal and Japan. Brown bears, which in North America are referred to as grizzly bears, rarely attack people. Most often they prefer to avoid people entirely. But they are also temperamental and frequently unpredictable. Most attacks occur when a mother with her cubs is surprised, as likely happened with Mark Uptain during the Wyoming event described earlier. Brown bears exist in Asia and Europe as well, although they're usually smaller and less aggressive than their North American counterparts. Polar bears live in Arctic climates and seldom attack people. Between 1870 and 2014, there have been only 20 fatalities as the result of polar bear attacks. They are perfectly capable of killing people when the need arises, of course. In parts of Asia, notably India and Burma, sloth bears are usually more feared than tigers. In one part of India, between 1989 and 1994, sloth bears killed 48 people and injured 686 others. Most of the confrontations happen at night when the sloth bears are surprised. They usually attack as a defensive strategy. Humans and bears share a long history with each other. This relationship has alternated between admiration, fear, and rage. As archaeologists and paleontologists have uncovered more details about early humans, they have also found evidence concerning the bears that shared their habitats. Most notably, researchers found the bones of cave bears in locations that were frequented by early humans. Cave bears went extinct about 24,000 years ago. When alive, they were fearsome creatures who were most closely related to modern brown bears and polar bears. DNA evidence has been retrieved from bones which helped confirm this relationship. Paintings in some of these caves have been found that depict either cave bears or European brown bears. Sculptures and engravings have also been found in these locations. Most of these have been dated to 35,000 years ago or earlier. It appears that early humans might have worshipped these bears. A DNA study of cave bears in 2019 found that their population started decreasing quickly around 40,000 years ago. The conclusion is that cave bears could not compete with humans for resources and may have also been hunted by humans. So, although early humans might have worshipped them, their descendants were responsible for killing them. When Europeans began settling North America, they discovered that Native Americans already had a lot to say about grizzly bears. Many natives both revered and feared the animals. They would never hunt bears alone and would usually only do so with a large party. In some cases, bears were so efficient at killing the natives that they would ask early European settlers for help with tracking and killing the animals. Early settlers even provided many accounts of natives that were missing limbs or parts of their faces from bear attacks. When possible, though, people throughout human history have hunted bears and killed them. And humans certainly have no problem eating the bears they kill. People are not a normal part of the bear diet, but bears will eat human flesh when the opportunity arises. The strange relationship has been much worse for bears than people ultimately, considering that bear populations either disappear or decrease when human settlements arrive. Generally speaking, people throughout history have avoided bears if possible. And as we mentioned early in this episode, unlucky hikers and hunters do become bear victims from time to time. At least one troubled person in recent history believed he had a special relationship with bears. As you might imagine, it did not end well. Timothy Treadwell was the subject of a Werner Herzog documentary film called Grizzly Man, which was released in 2005. If you have never seen it, the Bad Things in History team highly recommends that you add it to your list. Treadwell liked to arrive at the Katmai National Park in Alaska each summer and live among the grizzly bears there. He was known to get very close to the bears he was observing and sometimes even played with the cubs. In addition to being dangerous, this was frowned upon by the local authorities. For reasons that should be obvious now, habituating bears to human contact is not good for humans or bears. Although his goals might have been noble, Treadwell broke nearly every rule of the park during the years he spent there. He would camp at one location far longer than regulations allowed, and his proximity to the animals, plus his tendency to touch them, was definitely not considered okay. Worst of all, he sometimes shared his food with the local wildlife. In late summer, Treadwell would move to an area where his chance of encountering grizzlies was higher. This was even more dangerous than his usual activities, since in late summer, bears are trying to eat as much as possible in preparation for winter hibernation. Somehow he managed to survive for 13 summers following this pattern. In October 2003, his luck ran out. Treadwell was staying in the park with his girlfriend. Instead of leaving at the time he normally would, Treadwell stayed in the park an extra week because he was trying to find his favorite female brown bear. His girlfriend stayed as well to support him. When the pilot that was supposed to give them a ride back to civilization arrived, what he found looked like something out of a horror movie. A short distance from camp, Treadwell's remains were found. They consisted of a disfigured head, part of a spine, and a right forearm and hand with a wristwatch still attached. His girlfriend's remains were found nearby as well, though partially buried under twigs and dirt. A large male grizzly found at the site was killed and its stomach contents were examined. They found body parts of Treadwell and his girlfriend. Another younger grizzly attacked the rangers when they arrived and it was also killed. Before they had a chance to examine its stomach contents, other animals consumed its corpse. The fate of Treadwell and his girlfriend was clear for all to see. They were attacked and eaten by possibly two different grizzly bears. If you are concerned about saving bears, then you should stay away from them if at all possible. And if you care about you saving yourself, then that's another very good reason to avoid them. So, how worried should you be about a bear attack? Hunters are the main group that experience violence perpetrated by bears. They tend to wear clothes that make them difficult to see and move as quietly as possible. They are more likely to surprise bears, which is the main way to trigger an attack. If a mother bear has cubs, she will try to maim or kill the offending hunter without hesitation. Most people do not live in bear territory and will likely never encounter one. Even those who visit wilderness areas are unlikely to be attacked if they make their presence known, since most bears prefer to avoid people. In the unlikely event that you are attacked by a bear, what should you do? If you have a deterrent, then use it if possible. Bear spray applied to the eyes will make the animal retreat in most cases. And if a suitably powerful firearm is available, then killing the offending animal is an option. If you are unarmed or cannot access a deterrent, then there are other options. If encountering a black bear, then usually you're better off trying to stand your ground and fight. Most black bears, with the exception of the Asian varieties, will usually avoid conflict with people rather than fight them. But even for black bears that are aggressive, they do not want to get hurt. A person determined to fight can often make a black bear retreat. Brown bears and polar bears require a different strategy. They are not going to back down from a fight, and in fact, may become even more violent when challenged. If encountering one of these bears, the best option is to play dead and hope the bear loses interest. The sad fact is that if one of these bears is determined to kill you, there isn't much to be done. No matter which bear you might encounter, running is not a useful strategy. Most bears can run at speeds that no human can match. Usain Bolt, for instance, is the fastest human that has ever lived and can reach a top speed of 27 miles per hour. Grizzly bears can reach up to 35 miles per hour, and black bears can easily reach 30 miles per hour. Whatever you do, don't make the mistake of thinking you can be friends. And what do you think about bears? Are you scared of them, or would you try to pet one if you could? Let us know what you think in the comments. As for the Bad Things team, we practice social distancing when it comes to bears. So far it's worked out. We've lost only 3. Thanks for watching Bad Things in History.